then quickly decides against it, hides it away before anyone reads the question in her face. Then, in a true abrupt motion, she turns toward the copier and gets to work. Soon, only the machine's constant thrum fills the dead air around us, while I keep myself busy cleaning up the mess of papers we made. The lack of talk is awkward, to put it mildly, disturbing at worst. I've gotten so used to letting her babble away whenever it's just the two of us. What she has to say has always felt more interesting than what I can come up with. Never the talker am I. Always content in simply listening. I can't tell, however, she wants to do more beyond digging through private records and photocopying personal files. She wants to fix whatever mess this is herself, and that desire makes her antsy. But at the same time, she's learning how not to be impulsive or stubborn, exactly as I have told her yesterday before agreeing to any of this. Or maybe these so-called changes have always been with her. Our situations have always pushed people beyond what they're comfortable with after all. To do things they normally want, to show a side of them they usually don't. To change. It's not something I will ever blame her for. I understand in some odd way I've been in the same position before. Though, seeing this happen in front of me only makes it difficult to find the proper things to say. In an atmosphere of distance and charge, while knowing what might be looming over us, what is left for us to talk about? Certainly not the news. It's not as if there's a lack of effort on my part, it's just that, well, not everything sounds as neatly as it does in my head once the words slips past my lips, blunt as they often are. And sometimes, too much effort brings the opposite effect. It gets worse when you only realize all of this in insight, right after your mouth has already ran ahead of any decently strong thought.
You know, for a house your company seems to be in a hurry to sell, they still made quite a fortune out of it. Look at this. 1, 2, 3... 6. Are you sure they're planning to give your entire share for this? This isn't a small amount, especially given the usual cut. And their accounting department isn't in the greatest shape either.
Oh, shoot! Is that what they are doing? They're killing their employees so they can keep the monies? Oh, shoot!
Even if they don't, it's not like someone still needs it.
Suddenly the sound of the copier's cover slamming down echoes through the room, drowning out the rest of her voice, weak as it is. And there's the reason why people don't let me talk. A quiet once again descends throughout the whole room, though denser compared to the ones we've shared tonight. Behind me, I can still hear her movements, sharp and precise, while she feeds the original copies to the machine. Probably the last from the ones I've handed her. Then, with one last beep, all of it stops. Her feet shuffle lightly against the floor. When she moves away, something creaks softly, probably the table, as she settles her weight against its side. By this time, an apology is already at the tip of my tongue. It never makes it out, though.
Belle,
Papa's gone, Ash.
Aww. A quiet admission. Every syllable spoken under her breath, almost like a secret she has never intended for anyone to hear. But in those few words, in those scant few seconds, everything between us shifts as the gravity of each sinks. Right then and there, something harsh and immovable rises between us. Death is something I'm familiar with. Almost 10 years in the police force, and it's impossible not to be aware of it in some capacity. But this This is different than those dead bodies we examined in forensics. A far cry from the victim we found on the bad investigation. Those I can easily distance myself from. No emotional attachment, no need for pretenses. I can do the same here, in fact. I've never met the man. I've only heard of him from Isabella. Hey, hello Melody, you missed a lot? Yeah, a little bit. Basically we, just to summarize real fast for you, we decided to investigate the company that sold the house, Breyer Realty Corporation, I think. And they have some dirt. How are you, Melody, by the way? How was your day? What he sounds like when he reprimands her, what makes him tick, or what his habits are. She has left them for me to imagine. But somehow, I still find myself grasping for things to tell her. Any word of comfort that will dull the pain. Because even without looking at her, her grief feels palpable enough, her pain an immutable weight hanging over us. You just got back from summer course? Oh, alright. How was it? So gently I offer... Sure, let's talk about your father.
When?
Huh?
Your dad. I mean, when did you find out?
Aww. She doesn't answer. Not immediately anyway. And for a lingering moment, the hush simply stretches out before us. Spanning across the minutes, the seconds, we let pass while we both simply stand there, waiting. Unmoving without exchanging anything else except for a soft sigh and gentle breaths. Eventually, she exhaled. Likely, you did enough that I might have missed it, and I had not been paying attention to her every movement.
Yesterday.
It was okay, not very exciting. Oh, I guess that's summer course, right? Have you been doing anything else, maybe? Did you see some friends or whatever? Yesterday.
Around 3 in the afternoon there. Mama called. She told me he passed away in his sleep. And I guess I can take comfort in that, huh? That Papa wasn't in any pain when...
She trails off, releasing another ragged breath hidden underneath her chuckles, each one mirthless, heavy with nothing but sorrow. Then she falters into silence, and for all my attempts at lightening her burden, I'm suddenly at a loss. Reassurance can only do so much when her only reason for staying here has been taken from her. A hope abruptly yanked from under her feet right after it has been generously given, and without that, without the one person that pushes her to endure these, all of the shit we're going through, she is going through, means nothing but a struggle. What does one say to a person fraying at the edges, slowly weary thing and breaking? Just focusing and studying most of the time? Yeah, I guess. Are you in high school, Melody, or college, maybe? Are words even enough? What right do I have, anyway? I cannot give her anything, apart from lies that has usually changed me as a person, and affection she may or may not even want for herself. Because no matter how easy she has warmed herself into our lives, how immutable her presence has become, her own heart will always yearn for something else. For home.
Tell me about him.
Huh?
Your dad. Tell me about him. Anything. Just talk. Say anything you want. Doesn't matter what it is. I'll listen.
Silence again. For many minutes. As if she's testing the weight of my question. For what purpose it is. For a reason even I can't offer right now. After a while though, she starts, really reluctantly, her voice itching, faltering, and stumbling on each syllable as she chooses her words. A rough start, but soon it steadies. And along with it, keep company the stories from childhood and memories she's fond of. Are the tears. Aww. Achievement unlocked, a shoulder to cry on. Yeah, we just found out that Isabella's father passed a day ago. Despite this, in spite of the grief choking her words off, the earth closing her throat, and the sobs racking her lip from form, she continues. Like the mere act of speaking is a relief in itself. A release. Sorry, just came back after sending the last messages. No big deal. Why is Chichi crying? Because we learned that Isabella's father just passed away, like a day ago, and she was hiding it, mostly. She tells of her father, the very person who named her, how she looked up to him, how she was a bit of a tomboy growing up in her attempts to imitate him, and how the man has encouraged her to pursue what she really desired for herself. Perhaps even the only thing she ever did, having grown up not wanting anything more than food to put on the tables.
He told me I don't have to listen to them, that I can do what I want. Every day, he'd wake up at 4, Ash, because he'd earn more that way. And every time, every single time, he'd give them to me.
Aww.
Whatever extra he earned, he'd hand them all, so I'd have something to use for my paintings. And you know what? Back home, just a good tube of paint costs almost as much as what we spent for food the whole day. But he'd always set something aside. Told me he wanted to see my paintings in a museum one day.
She pours all of it out. Every little thing she has loved and admired about him. Oh yeah, by the way, it seems like Isabella become a lot closer to Ashton. It's nice she's opening up. Yes, well, we've been trying to get closer a little bit more to Isabella. And like this, it's easy to see why she has gone such great length for him. And also the reason why they're getting closer is because they went on a mission together. So they kind of were together for a long time. Why she'd leave her dreams, why she went against his wishes just to grant him another chance at life. Others will say it's her warmth that draws people to her or her cheer. Neither are wrong, but neither is the old truth to her either. Because those who has never bothered to look beyond the surface will never see her. Someone earnest, someone who has always meant well, albeit her underlying stubbornness. This is how she loves, warm, steadfast, and unflinching. You never meet many people like her, not in my line of work. Not with the kind of people I've had to deal with, always with something to hide, always with something to lie about. Oh, by the way, Melody, are you in high school or maybe college? Eventually, when you rust across too many of them, you change. You become like them. In many ways. For a lot of reasons. She's the kind of person I want to be and be around her.
He didn't want me to leave. Said, begged, I could finish my studies first. In the end, I couldn't even grant him that one request. I'm a terrible daughter, aren't I?
Can't blame yourself for that. You're just being yourself.
You're not.
Huh?
You're not. I can't speak for your dad. I haven't even met the man. But I know you're not.
I'm not entirely sure where I'm going with this. The remark just came out. Now I'm stringing all of these together as I go. But one thing is certain about all of this, none of what I'm about to say is a lie.
The Isabella I know is a total klutz, but I've never seen anyone work as hard as she does.